What is up, ladies and gentle nerds? It's your boy Graham, also known as HamHocks42, and Imogen is coming to say hello as well. And today we are doing a deck tech around Charix, the Raging Isle, my main crab. This thing is fantastic. I'm a big old fan. And so we have put a deck together that I want to share with you guys. It's silly, it's a little out there, but if it works out correctly, we're going to be hitting some people with a really big crab monster. So let's get into it. All right, so here's the deck. Naturally, we have 4 copies of Charix, the Raging Isle. We also have 4 copies of Waker of Waves, just because it's an excellent card that in the early game, it allows us to filter a little bit, and then it also gives us an opportunity to have a plan B if we absolutely have to, throw a whale at our opponents rather than a gigantic crab monster. Well, we'll do what we got to do. But plan A, the ideal perfect situation, Charix, the Raging Isle, on turn 4, and then on turn 5, we slap a Sentinel's Eyes onto it, which gives it +1/+1 in Vigilance, so we have a 118 Vigilant Crab, followed by Solid Footing, which is an enchantment that says enchanted creature gets +1/+1 as long as enchanted creature has Vigilance. It assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. That gives us a 1919 Vigilant crab monster. And on top of that, we also have Rousing Reed, which, if this is turn 5, we have the mana to hit Rousing Reed as well, which gives it +1/+1 and flying. So for those of you doing the math at home, that is a 2020 flying vigilant crab monster. So if they don't have any life gain in their deck, which there's actually a good chance that they will because a lot of decks out there have life gain right now, but if they don't, that's a single slap on turn 5, boom, game over, out of nowhere. So make no mistake, this is a janky combo deck, and as such, we need card draw and card selection. That is very, very important. So I have All Seed of Life's Bounty in here, mostly because it's a way of giving Charix a sneaky evasion, because when you have protection from a color, creatures of that color can't block, so that's really good. But it's also an enchantment that we can chuck away to Thirst for Meaning. So we have Thirst for Meaning, Deliberate, and Opt, all of which the only point and purpose in this deck is dig for our combo pieces, because in the end, we need to hit 4 separate cards and the land to actually spend on them. So this is a very specific deck, but it's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and take a spin with Charix, the Raging Isle. Also, you'll notice the mana base here is very simple. It's 14 islands, 10 plains. I was considering throwing Fabled Passage in here, which we certainly could do as a way of making sure that we hit Charix on 4, just to make sure that we hit that second island, or to make sure that we have enough plains to actually activate it. And you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to go ahead and I've talked myself into it here, live in action. All right. I'll go ahead and take 2 of each. All right, so we have 12 islands, 8 plains, 4 Fabled Passages. I elected to not run the dual lands that gain life when they come into the battlefield. I may be wrong on that. Tranquil Cove might have a place here. But with the shock lands going out, I didn't really see much point in having dual lands in here. And for our sideboard, we have Shell Shield and Sajiri Shelter, which are good against control decks, so that once control decks that are focused on destroying our creatures, we want to let them, control decks that are going to allow Charix to resolve, we want to have Shell Shield and Sajiri Shelter in here. Now, against control decks that are not going to let Charix resolve, we also have Mystical Dispute and Negate as ways of slapping down counter spells that are going to be coming in against Charix. Now, if you're going to be if we're going to dig into the sideboard for anything, it's specific. We're going to pull out our card draw engines specifically for those, because if we're going up against control, the truth is it's going to be a longer grindier game anyway, and there's a good chance we're going to draw into our pieces. So we'd probably swap out the Opts or possibly the Thirst for Meanings for those. Although it kind of depends. Like if I'm going to be slotting in the Mystical Disputes, I'd probably take out the Ops because they fill that same slot. If I'm going to be slotting in the Negates, I might take out the Deliberates, etc., etc. You guys get the idea. All right. Cool. Let's go. All right. right, so we are firing away. I like this hand except for the complete and total lack of planes, because we have 3 of our combo pieces. We had plenty of planes. We had no islands. Islands are pretty darn important for this. All right, this is much better. I'm thinking, and we're going first, which is nice, but we're not gonna have the mana to cast the All Seed of Life's Bounty, so I'm thinking we might as well let it go. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and let the All Seed of Life's Bounty go and crack the Fabled Passage, go grab a Plains, and then we're going to be locked and loaded. Or do we let the Deliberate go, actually? Decisions. We're definitely going to keep the hand. Let's go ahead and let's let All Seed go, because it's not a part of our combo engine in the end. So this is going to become a Plains, that way we just have access to them. Excellent. Okay. Next turn is going to be an island followed by a Deliberate. Ooh, our opponent's on the Fabled Passage train as well. Very nice. Very nice. And I'm going to go ahead and be a pro and wait until my opponent's end step to cast my Deliberate, because it is, in fact, an instant. And I didn't hover over it just now to double check and make sure it was an instant so I didn't look like a fool. That's not... I mean, who does that, honestly? Except I totally just did that. But, shh. Don't tell folks. Some people might see. All right, anyway... So let's see. Wow, this is actually looking like a very similar matchup. Ooh, there we go. There's the Deliberate and Response. Make him think for half a second that I'm countering it, because that's always nice. Neither of those are what we're looking for, so let's go ahead and keep on drawing. The other cool thing about Rousing Reed, there's one. The other cool thing about Rousing Reed is that in addition to giving flying, it can also help us dig for our combo pieces early on. So that's nice. So Watcher of the Spheres is telling me that we're going up against blue-white flyers, which does make our aggro, or does make our evasion strategy a little less good. So that is an issue for us. And they also could be running bounce, which is definitely a challenge. But All Seed of Life's Bounty, we can give it pro blue, and we'll be just fine. Or pro, we can't give it pro white, unfortunately. So if they actually create little white cat tokens, we might have a challenge on our hands. But we shall see. It does cost them 4 to do that, so they probably aren't going to unless they have nothing better to do. Which they probably have something, because they do have 5 cards in hand. So the chances of them actually creating the white cat tokens, not great. Jubilant Skybonder. All right, so all of them are hybrid so far. So protection from blue will get us in there. And we're going to have to throw Rousing Reed on it just so it can actually block, which is kind of frustrating, but not the end of the world. I'll say I've been in worse situations. Also, I want to point out the arena emotes, they got rid of Your Go. They completely took it out. And I'm grateful for that, because I don't think that emote was adding anything to the game. All right. Rousing Reed. Charix, let's go. Now, why did it tap the planes here? Auto tapper, what were you doing? I don't know why I trusted the auto tapper there. That was a mistake. Now I'm realizing I have blue and white enchantments that I'm putting on this thing. So, actually, it drew an opt. You know what? All right, auto tapper, you know what you were doing. You know what you were doing all along. All right. So if we give Charix protection from blue, our Rousing Reed will drop off. If we give Charix protection from white and we have a solid footing on it, so the protection angle isn't going to work. So here we actually have a chink in the armor. Blue-white flyers actually does get around all of our evasion strategies. So that is a bit of a problem. And they Brazen Borrower the All-Seed, which is interesting. Not quite sure what to make of that, but okay. That's fine, I suppose. They probably have another Brazen Borrower in hand, is my guess. Because this is a big old wall to try to move around. Yeah, so we have a 118 Charix the Raging Isle going up against a Watcher of the Spheres, Skycat Sovereign, and Jubilant Skybonder. And the Skycat Sovereign is currently clocking in at a whopping 3-3. So we're not in the greatest situation. We're also at 12 life, where our opponent is at 20. And I am narrating all of this because, as a habitual Twitch broadcaster and YouTube multitasker myself, I know that there's a really good chance that people are going to be listening to this rather than actually watching it. I don't need a third Charix, so that's going to go ahead and go to the bottom. And trust me, I know. I see you over there doing your dishes with this on the counter next to you rather than actually paying attention, and that's cool. Thank you for listening to me while you're doing your dishes. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and throw... Well, we're dead here. It doesn't really matter what we do. Yeah, our opponent's got us. I'm deliberating for nothing. GG's. I'm going to let them swing out to finish it. But yeah, they got me. Yeah, no, those Brazen Borrowers were clutch. They had a really solid clock, and we weren't able to set up our combo in time. So, I can't be mad. They got me. Just fair and square. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Maybe we'll get the next one. All right, so we are going up against Kimochi. Either way, let's do this. 3 Charix the Raging Isles in the opening hand. No, I don't need that. 1 Charix, 2 Ops, and a Waker of the Waves. This is also not great, but it's actually really awkward. I don't like this. But that's fine. We're on the play. I guess we'll make it work. Oi. Truffle's fine, you guys. I'm certainly not about to mull down to 5, because if we mull down to 5, it's just going to be 3 Charix and 2 Fabled Passages, or 4 Charix and a Waker of Waves. So let's not play with that. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let the Waker of Waves go, because it's basically just a crappy opt at this point in the game, and we have opt. All right. So I'm not feeling great about our hand here. It's not impossible. I've pulled off worse. I'm going to go ahead and pass on that land, because we have more coming. All right, cool. I'm going to crack that into a Plains. Now we have an opt and a deliberate. So we're going to opt again. Come on, baby, let's opt again. Lotus Cobra on 2. And we're playing a solitaire deck. This is not good, you guys. This is 12 kinds of not good. Thirst for Meaning. That card's pretty good. Another Charix. All right, cool, I guess. Cool, I guess. Let's go ahead and turn that into an Island. Yeah, so this deck, our deck does not interact much with what our opponent is doing, which in this situation is a problem, because that Lotus Cobra is probably going to... Yeah, this is 4-color Omnath, guaranteed, and they just hit it on turn 3. I'm not loving this. I'm not loving this. If they have Omnath in hand... Yeah, if they have Omnath in hand, they just need to name blue off Lotus Cobra. Ooh, but they don't. Okay. That's good. Is this going to be Scoot Mob? What are we... Oh, Migratory Greathorn on the Lotus Cobra. Okay. I'm not mad at that. That's going to give him another 2. Well, Rousing Reed I'll take. That opt can go. Yeah, this Migratory Greathorn is going to be problematic. Although, it's a Migratory Greathorn mutated onto a Lotus Cobra, not mutated onto a Scoot. Charix, the Raging Isle. I choose you. I can imagine Charix as a Pokemon. Charix! Got him. Like, we didn't actually get him, but we got him. I'll take it. I don't know what that was, but I'll take it. Alright, so we're going up against 10 base T. Let's do this. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to actually show off the combo this time. We have all of the pieces except the Giant Crab. So let's take it and see if we can dig into the Giant Crab. That sounded weird. But it's fine. Just go with it. It's not weird. What are you talking about? Let's just dig into the Giant Crab. Alright, this is going to become an island right out of the gate. Excellent, because we already have 2 planes just chilling in hand, ready to go. Ooh, and our opponent's rocking the Bullhound Pet. Very nice, very nice. Okay, sorry, jeez. Deliberate. That actually is a great top deck for us. And in this situation, it's really nice because we can just dig until we see Charix. If we don't see Charix, just keep digging. Just scry to the bottom. Are you Charix? No? Bottom. Done. And that's nice. I enjoy being in those kinds of simple situations. It looks like our opponent's running a control deck with Birth of Meletus. You're not Charix. You're not Charix. Go to the bottom and go to the bottom. And then draw. You're also not Charix, but I needed the land anyway, so I'm not that mad. All right. I wish we had another way to dig. Another Deliberate here. Thirst for Meaning would be great. Actually, a Thirst for Meaning would be amazing right here. All right, so our opponent's only running white. Is this mono white blink? Interesting. Okay. I'm not mad at this. Like, I don't love it, but I'm not mad at it, you know? So let's see. We can draw a number of things here that would be useful, and also Life's Bounty would be just fine, because we're going up against a mono... but it's a mono white deck, again, with the evasion issues. Okay. All right. I'm just going to opt right now. Let's go. You're not Charix. You're also not Charix. All right. And I'm not about to enchant my opponent's things. That doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I'm halfway tempted to throw the Rousing Reed on the wall just to draw the cards, but I also don't want to give my opponent a flying wall that I don't have a direct answer to. Sounds like a really bad idea. Okay, so our opponent does have blue in that deck. Oh, and Luris. Okay. That's pretty good. Thirst for Meaning, there you are. Show me Charix. Yay, Charix, buddy, what up? All right, I'm going to go ahead and let one of these solid footings go. We certainly don't need that many of them. And then we have another opt. All right, cool. I'm not mad at this. Which means, actually, next turn, we can set up our monster. Assuming our opponent doesn't leave all their mana untapped. So Luris and the Birth of Meletus is actually a really cool combo. I can appreciate that. I respect it. They have cards to play, and they're not playing them. That's problematic. Yep, it's problematic and also problematic. All right, Charix, do you resolve? I'm actually not that worried because we drew another one, so it's all good. All right, let's go ahead and give you Vigilante. Excellent. So next turn, we are going to have a gigantic flying, attacking crab monster. I'm feeling pretty good about this, not going to lie. Now, our opponent has gained life, special thanks to Luris, so we're not going to be... well, that's to be expected. Banishing Light. Okay, I knew they had some kind of removal because they are clearly in control colors, clearly playing a control deck. So I'm not super surprised that they had the Banishing Light. It's all good, though. Actually, this was playing almost more like a tempo deck, and I can kind of appreciate it. Yeah, Azorius Tempo is an interesting setup, and it works. I can't be mad. I mean, I could be, but it'd be irresponsible and inaccurate. Truth is, they're doing a good job. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather my opponents not do a good job in general. But, you can't be mad when they do. Alright, Rousing Reed, I choose you. I don't know. I don't even know why that gets Pokemon intro. I have to discard one. I might as well discard the land because we've got plenty. And we even have the Fabled Passage in hand, so we're not hurting for that. Does it survive? Nope. Of course they had another Banishing Light because the Shuffler clumps things. But as a result, we might draw our third Charix, even though we have seen less than half our deck. That's okay. Actually, at this point, we're on a 2-turn clock. If they have any kind of bounce or removal in their hand, which I'd be shocked if they don't, we're just dead. So let's see. Well, Whale Smash. And let's give said whale Vigilance, just because I wanna. All right. So Waker of Waves, Vigilant Waker of Waves. Not mad at that. And I just had a moment where, wait a minute, how is Banishing Light in this deck? Luris is in this deck. And then I realized they don't have Luris as their companion. Luris is just in their 60. And as a result, the companion deck building restriction doesn't apply. Really? You're just going to smash the Charming Prince in on that? Do you have some kind of like Death Touch trick or no? That was interesting. Does my opponent not realize that Charming Prince isn't legendary? I think my opponent doesn't realize Charming Prince isn't legendary. All right, so they're going to scry 2. 2 on the top. I hate to see that. That is not good, you guys. That's not good at all. Because that means that they like those top 2 cards. I don't like it when my opponent likes the top 2 cards. They also didn't spend much time thinking about it. So whatever those top 2 cards are, those are really good cards. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, so I have two Charixes that have been banished. And at this point, we've just got a gigantic whale. We've got a gigantic whale, and I'm going to make it more gigantic because I feel like it. And then we're going to go ahead and swing. Because it has vigilance. So I'm just going to chow down one of their walls. Ba-bam. So at this point, I've kind of stabilized the board, and I'm also holding my lands back. Really, at this point, just a bluff more than anything. Because my opponent has a grip full of cards. They're actually still holding on 6 cards. Yikes. Yeah, this is problematic at best. And they've actually been able to recur that Birth of Meletis, or Melidus, or however you pronounce that. They've already recurred it twice. And it looks like they're about to do it a 3rd time. That and Luris is actually a really fun combo. That and the Charming Prince is also another one. Oh no, the Charming Prince, derp. They pulled the Charming Prince out of the graveyard. That's how they did that. I'm a little bit slow. I apologize. All right. Yeah, so what they did was they had me kill their Charming Prince so that they could use Luris to cast it out of the graveyard. That's what that was. And I know you guys at home who are watching already knew that, minus, the folks who were doing their dishes, which, again, doing your dishes. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. Charix! There you are. It's way too little, way too late, but there you are. Aw. Just gets canceled. It's not even a good counterspell. You hit it with a cancel? Ugh. Man, that feels so bad. Well, Waker Smash. At this point, if they just click attack all, they win. I don't have enough blockers. I'm going to eat their Luris, but it doesn't matter because they have lethal. But it's all good. So you know what? We got one win in the midst of all this. It wasn't exactly the kind of win I wanted, but they saw Charix and they knew they couldn't touch it, so they peaced out. And you know what? The intimidation factor is real. Meanwhile, here we just got some blinky nonsense. And you know what? Apparently, we just don't have enough to stop the blinky nonsense. It's good blinky nonsense. So I've cast Charix 3 times. 2 of them have gotten banished. 1 of them got canceled. Charix getting canceled. It's almost like he said something bad on Twitter a year ago. Charix, you shouldn't have sent those pictures, man. It's never a good look. Never, ever, ever send those pictures. Yep. There we go. Like I said, I am going to eat their Luris, but that's a moral victory. It's not actually leading to an actual victory. But hey, I will take whatever kind of victory I can get. GG's. All right, so this has been Charix, the Raging Isle Voltron, kind of. Anyway, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, and thank you for sticking around this long. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please click like down below, as well as subscribe to the channel while you're there. You can also catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/HamHocks42. I'm over there weekday mornings at 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. before going off to my day job. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll catch you next time. Don't forget, you are a good person, and you deserve to be happy.